to talk about black women and dating out, interracial dating, and programming, um, brainwashing, um, and just a whole host of things around black women dating out and um, also black men dating out as well. And I'm trying to figure out exactly how to say this because I am not trying to tell black people what they can or cannot do or that anything is wrong. But there's something that I've noticed for a long time. And I think that it's a situation of the programming that black people, most specifically black people, black American people receive is it is manifested in the way black men and black women behave on some levels. So I wanted to talk about this. And really what had me thinking about it is I was on TikTok and you know that series with, if you guys know the actor Aldous, I think his name is Aldous Hodge or something, Cross. People were I watched a few episodes of season 1 of that show. I didn't watch it all though. And it was people talking about this second season that just came out on him having a relationship with this white tea woman on there while his like the black woman or whatever that liked him was like waiting on him or something like that. And now I can't speak on the exact episode or what was really going on because I just listened to people paraphrase it. But what I was thinking is there is a reason why they put these things into the shows. And I understand that the black community has their issues, black men, of course, and all of that. But I just want to know, does anybody ever think that it's very strange that in TV, like they will put consistently white tea people together, but then will not put black people together at all and never frame black men in a position to ever be with black women or like them. And now they don't even show black women either doing that. And have you ever thought, I'm not saying that a lot of black men's behavior isn't of their own volition, but have you ever thought that some of these things might contribute to it? I don't know, because something that I just feel like it's very weird. Like I'm gonna say, I was watching. It's on Amazon Prime. I was watching Fallout with with my husband or whatever, and I was seeing that the main characters in the show. So there is a black woman there, really the only black woman. She was married to a white tea man, and the only black man that really you see that has the main role is in love with a white tea woman. And but you still see white tea people together though. Is it ever seem like there's a reason behind doing that? Because I really think that all of those things that people take the time to put in television, movies, media, music videos, whatever, they all are very intentional. They're put there for a reason. And why do you think that reason is? And I really do feel like it is a twofold issue. When they show black men only being able to love white tea women, and if they ever show black men in a relationship with black women is dysfunctional, he's disrespecting her, all of that. But then when he's with the white tea woman, none of that is going on. I think that that gives black men false, I don't know, ideologies on what to expect or something. um and then when you show black women with white tea men, and everything is going smooth with them, and those are the only people that seem to love them, then Black women begin to believe that, when the reality of the situation is that nobody loves Black women collectively, and no one protects Black women. And of course, Black men have a history of being disloyal to Black women, but white tea men have never and will never be loyal to black women. And the majority of them statistically do not like or entertain or marry Black women. So why, when those are the reality and the facts of the situation, why are we seeing so much of this in TV and media? In my opinion, it is programming. Programming to, number one, help white tea people bolster their numbers, seeing as though their birth rate is declining and it's reaching non-replacement levels. Because if you can brainwash Black people to look at each other as inferior or whatever, then if a Black woman marries a white tea man and has biracial children, and they also don't see the value in Black people, and they marry white tea people instead of Black people, boom, that generation is washed just that quick. You know what I mean? And I don't know, has anybody ever thought about these things? I feel like this is like controversial, because I don't want people to think that I'm saying like, hey, don't date out Black women, you stick with your Black kings. I'm not trying to say that, but I do think that there is some type of reason behind this type of programming, that, and make no mistake about it, it is programming. Yeah, I'm gonna see y'all if I can get some more people in this live. If not, if I can't get like at least 50 people in here, then I'm just gonna make a video about this, because I guess I have a lot more to say about it, because I do find it concerning. And I do think it's very, very, very strange. Oh, hey, how you doing, Dime? And once again, I just want to say, this isn't to tell Black women that they can't date out or whatever, but I'm just saying I do think that there's some type of sinister plot. And I really do believe that. I believe that there's some type of sinister plot in place, and that's why these things are happening. Because there's no way you're going to tell me that you put two Black people, a Black male, a Black female, in a show, and they both are the love interest of white people. But you still have white people in the same show, and they have love interests that are white. So you're making sure that you show white tea people together, but you're never showing Black people together. That is, in my opinion, suspicious behavior. Not to mention, if we're going to go on a statistical level, still the majority of all races of people stay inside with their own. That's the majority for everybody across the board, even Black people. And I don't know. I feel like there's something weird about that. But I know that this might be kind of taboo to talk about, because of the state of Black men's treacherous and treasonous nature and how they have dealt with Black women. But I feel like right now, the quote unquote powers that be have always wanted to further destroy the Black community per se. And this isn't saying that they didn't have to, that they had to work hard to do that. But I do think that there's a reason why, what's the word I'm looking for? They're going so hard to further put a nail in the coffin, so to speak. And I also think that it's very, when they do put relations between Black women and non-Black men, most specifically white men is normally who we're talking about. unrealistic ideas about their character, their masculinity, um, and all of that. And actually, just like Dime said, I've also seen this with other races of people as well. I've seen this with white Hispanics, Asian people, Indian people. I've seen these narratives also be pushed when it comes to them as well. Hey, how you doing, Steph? So yes, that's what I wanted to talk about today: brainwashing and interracial dating, TV and media programming, unrealistic ideas, and how all of this makes it easier to prey on Black women at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, all of this programming just simply makes it easier to prey on Black women, to manipulate Black women, to get Black women to look at this person, that person as their friends or as a protector, even though Black men, whitey men, Asian men, Indian men, whitey Hispanic men, whitey Latinos, whatever the case may be, are not protecting Black women collectively. None of them. None of them. And I really do believe that the TV programming is brainwashing Black women, because I've talked to plenty of them where they are actually believing the lies that whitey men are telling them now, that whitey men are Black women's protectors and saviors, and they're going to do something that Black men are unable or unwilling to do. And it's simply not true. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, how you doing, Gigi? Um, Definitely agree with you, Dom. Good morning, Miss Kamisha. But anyway, I was just wondering, do y'all know what I'm talking about? Do y'all see it in TV and movies and media or not? Like, do y'all think that it's weird that they have a Black man on a show, his own series? What's his name? Like I said earlier, Aldous Hodge with Cross, and they just have to make him get into some type of relationship or sexual relationship with a white woman. Or, like I said, the series Fallout, where you have two Black people that are main characters and they're both with whitey people. And I'm thinking about this other show. It was another show. It was like a Netflix movie, right? It was about a whitey woman that was being like stalked by her like doctor, psychiatrist or something. And like he was like stalking her or whatever. And trying to, like, he was drugging her or some junk. I can't quite remember. But it was on Netflix. And in the movie, there were two Black men in the show. Both Black men were with white women. Everybody else in the show was white, and everybody else that was white had a white partner, except for the two Black people that they made, two Black men that they made the lead. And I thought that was like, okay. Okay, what's the reason behind this? And even if you look at like commercials, a lot of times they will show like a white couple and then they'll show like a Black person, a Black man with a white woman, or a Black woman with a white man, but then all the other couples will be white. So they make sure that they still reinforce white people being together. Like, I don't know. I just, something in the milk ain't clean. And that's just how I feel about it. And once again, this isn't to tell you what you can and can't do, or to say, oh, Black woman, you stay with your Black men. I'm just saying something's not right. These images are being shown to us for a reason. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I went to two different places. I went to UPS, right, to drop off a package. On the wall, they had wedding pictures like to tell you like that you can go there and like get your wedding pictures like blown up or whatever at the UPS store. And there were pictures, marriage pictures of a black man and a white woman on the wall. But then the other pictures were of white couples together. I was like, what is that? That's very weird. Then I went to CVS to pick up a prescription. This was later, like maybe like a month later or something. And they're on the glasses, like, you know how like when you go in CVS, they got like reader glasses, the little reader glasses, you know, little spinny thing. On there, they had pictures of couples, older couples with reading glasses on. I was just looking at the spinny thing while I was waiting in line. And there was a black man and a white woman holding hands with the glasses on, and then a black woman and a white man with the glasses on, and then other white couples. And I'm like, what is this? I'm just saying, like, something that's not weird to y'all. It's like I wasn't even going to talk about this because I've seen this for a long time, but this is just getting out of hand. Like back when I used to do like pro-black content, which I don't do anymore, I'm just pro-black woman. I remember I made this video. I privated this video so nobody can watch it. I like to watch like DC like animated movies. So I was watching this DC animated movie, and it was a like there was like a villain or whatever like tearing up the city. And they had a black woman that was pregnant, right? And she was standing there trying to like run. And then there was a black man and a white woman in cartoon form. And he had his arm around her, protecting her and saying, let's go, and let's go and run. And then the black pregnant woman turned to run. And the black man had his arms around the white woman. I was like, I mean, what is that? I don't know. Let's see here. Let That Girl Cook. You said the ads and posters in the mall too. Yeah. Yeah, even you said the dating app. Max says, I've seen it so long and knew what was coming. It's always been weird. I mean, I think it's very strange. Like, honestly. And I just, like I said, I just want to make this clear. I'm not telling anybody that dating out is wrong or anything, but I do find it anytime like whitey people are pushing something and want you to do it. I dare I say that there's something nefarious behind it. There's something sinister behind that they want you to do it. You know, if they're pushing for it, it's not in black people's best interest. Never have whitey people have black people's best interest at heart at all. So if you see them encouraging it, it's definitely not for your benefit. And that's all I'm going to say about it, like, as far as that goes. But I do think that more black people should think about that. And honestly, I feel like a lot of black women are being successfully brainwashed. And I'll tell you why I believe that. Because like I said, I've said this before on my lives. I've had so many black women unfollow me, cuss me out in the DMs, block me, people that I thought I was cool with, you know, here on this app, because I have said don't put white tea men on a pedestal. That white tea men can mistreat black women, cheat on black women, abuse black women, unalive black women, just the way that black men can. And there's no separation or delineation from black men versus white men. A white man is not more likely to treat you great, treat you like a queen, nothing like that. A man is a man, is a man, is a man, is a man. And there's so many black women that have got mad at me. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true at all. Black men are the worst of the worst, but white men don't do that. Don't treat us that way. White men love us so much. And I'm like, what? Clay Fairy says anyone can do that, but the rates matter. And this isn't to say that Black women, right, do not face higher risks of violence. Now, Black women face the highest rates of violence above anyone, and that's for sex trafficking, SA, unaliving, femicide, whatever, assaults by people that are in power, like police officers. Black women make the highest rates of like SAs and abuses by police officers and stuff like that of women. So I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that when people talk about the rates, Black women, seeing as though they are dealing with Black men still more, then the rates for Black women is going to look skewed like, okay, is Black men doing the most of this to Black women, right? Because that's who Black women are dealing with. The same way when you look at white women, the main people that are tagging them are white men, because that's who they're around in proximity to. Now, I will say that it's a higher rate compared to other races, which that is indeed true. And that is something that must be unpacked as well. But this idea that Black women are going to go to white men for some type of safe haven is crazy. Like, it's not true. Like, and not to mention that they can, due to white privilege, oftentimes get away with doing something to you. Like Telvin Osborne, y'all remember that lame dude that was saying all of that stuff about Black women and how he was like, I wouldn't even sleep with a Black woman. I'd rather sleep with a dog, and the dog got to be white. Remember him? Who got toe tagged in his own house by his baby mama? And she said all of those lies to the police and ended up getting away. The prosecution declined to pursue charges, right? Or the Black woman that was unalived by her white ex-military husband. He put like, I don't know, it was like 15 bullets in her body and spit on her on camera and only got like 15 years or something. So it's just like the race are scary when it comes to all men, Clay Fairy. Did you know that? The rates are scary when it comes to any man. So if you tell me that you're scared about all men, then I can get behind that. But if you tell me that you're only scared of Black men due to the rates, but you're not scared of white men who make up almost 70% of all chomos and what is it called? I can't say it. Touchers of children and grapers of children, and unalive women a lot and others, then I don't know. I think that's something that I don't know. That's something you probably want to think about. So, and that's exactly the type of stuff that I'm talking about. You know how many stories you've seen of white men unaliving white women just because they don't want to be with them no more, and they want a divorce. The woman ain't even did nothing. They just don't want to be with her no more. I sat there and watched the doggone story on TikTok of a white man that was abusing his wife that had terminal cancer. He was on video abusing her and telling her that she was a waste of space and she need to get up and walk it off, and abusing her and saying that she was at his mercy. And this man was a doctor. Do y'all remember that story? And that poor woman unalived like a month later after escaping the house. Like, it's just like I'm not saying that Black men don't have their problems and things like that at all. But what do y'all think white men be doing? What do you think that white men be doing? And you really don't know the degree of what white men do, because oftentimes white men are not held accountable for their actions because the justice system and the world is for them. It's for them. Literally. It's for them to succeed. It's for them to win. It's for them to get away without consequences. So I don't understand. But I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Like, when I see like this type of brainwashing in the show, and it's like I said, it's not because I'm like, oh my goodness, I gotta see black men with black women. Like if I'm watching the show and y'all are pushing a certain agenda and I see it, I'm just not gonna watch it. I can't support it because you're literally trying to brainwash black people. You're trying to destroy the black community. Not that the black community isn't already in ruins, but to see white producers and whitey writers act like most black people are too stupid or unaware to see the programming that they are attempting to do is crazy. But unfortunately, I really do think that a lot of black people don't even see the programming or don't even realize that that's what's happening. And really the same with black people, like, okay, and the programming that black people put on to other black people, like, with Sinners, like how they tried to make the white tea woman glamorous, sexy, desirable. I'm not saying that Wunmi, the black woman, the plus size black woman that was in there, was not attractive, but they knew what they were doing when they casted her. And the first time you show her, she got some plaits. She's looking all greasy and oily, like she been working outside in rags. Not glamorous at all. And that's the comparison that you put in there. And then the other black woman that may be considered more traditionally attractive, you make into a 304 that's married out there getting her cooter cat tampered with at a party or a juke joint, whatever you want to call those things. I really that's programming too. That's programming too. Or when you go look on Tubi and you see all of these black movies where all the time all the black men are cheaters, 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 liars, 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 liars. Black men are cheaters, liars, or they're beating the brakes off of the women, calling them all type of B words. They're violent animals, wild animals. Like, that's programming black women to feel like that's the way black men are supposed to be acting. Yes, just like Miss Get 'em Girl says, then create a situation so the black actor chooses the white T girl. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Do y'all remember Bird Box? I think that's what it was. Bird Box with Sandra Bullock, with the where they couldn't open their eyes or whatever. Y'all remember when the guy just randomly liked the black man, randomly liked Sandra Bullock and sacrificed himself for the white tea woman? They be doing that type of thing all the time. Somebody says that's how we felt about Scandal. I don't know why y'all felt that way about Scandal. Black men have been doing this for years themselves and with white tea people. So I don't know where you're going with that. But yeah, like I said, I do feel like all of these things that are put in place for black women, it really and truly makes black women easier to be preyed upon. Oh, go ahead, sis.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was the wind probably in the background. But I was gonna say, you know, like when I'm on like TikTok and all of them places, and I see something like a story or something about like a YT woman, you'll get like black men who'll come in and they'll start, like saying that, oh, we got to do something about this and that, and this shouldn't be happening, and da 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 da. And then when you go to their profile, you see why they're defending, that YT woman is because they have a YT woman. They're dating somebody. They are always caping for them. But when it comes down to us, we get no grace. They don't care about us, like they really have been brainwashed for sure. And I have been noticing that for a while now. And I'm like so glad you are talking about this, because I'm just wondering, like, why is it that they see the helplessness in them, but they don't see it in us, and they abuse us. I mean, I don't know who, I forgot the guy's name, but he was just saying like the number one, and I looked it up too. The number one unaliver of black women is DV. I think he said from the ages of 18 to 45. The number one unaliver is a woman, you know, being unalive by a man, that she lives with, and it's just crazy. I didn't know, I didn't even know that was the number one, I just figured it was something else, but to find that out, it's like, it's disturbing for sure.
All right, I got you, sis, and I definitely agree with you. I don't know. Okay, so let me just say this. Queen Hawk said in the comments, said that they do it in real life though. Black men will watch a black child be kidnapped and unalive, saving a white T1. I mean, I definitely have seen that for sure. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like what do y'all remember the story? This is like, I'll say this probably happened like 10 years ago. I think it was like at a casino. It was either a casino or like a what is it called? Stadium or something like that. It was a little black girl that got lured into the male bathroom, a little black girl, by this white man, excuse me. Let me call him a white boy. He was a white man. And he also had a friend that was in the bathroom with him, another white male. The white male friend saw him take this little girl, into the bathroom. I think she was like 7 or something like that, and to grape her, he raped her and unalived her. And the white T male didn't do nothing about it. They tried to get him on like the Good Samaritan charges or whatever, and they didn't get him on it. He was able to get off, even though that he knew that what he was doing. Like, I just really wish that when we talk about things like, and I'm you know me, I'm here for a good dragon of black men. I am. But I am here, and I wish that people. I'm not saying that you ladies in the chat are think this about me, or Miss Kamisha or whatever. So this isn't to y'all. This is probably to whoever may come across this live when I upload it to YouTube. But I am an equal opportunity dragger. I really am. I don't really have a high opinion of men in general, of all races. I know that I focus on black men because I'm only going to talk about black people for the most part, because I'm black and I really don't care about what other people got going on. Now, if it bleeds into what black people got going on like this does, then I'll talk about other people. But make no mistake about it, all of these men do the same thing. Like, they're all violent. They're all not protectors. They're all up for you to look at from a critical lens or suspicion. Now, I will say that in my opinion, the one thing that I do think that black men do that I don't see other people do is their public disloyalty to the people in their community. Like, be like letting other people come and play on a top and stuff like that, and say, oh yeah, you can come disrespect our women, it doesn't matter, come on white men, come on Asian men, do it. I don't see that. I don't see anybody else doing that but black men. But everything else, all of these other men are doing. And I don't understand it. So all I'm saying is that if you can see the programming, whether you want to say it's the Illuminati, whatever, I don't know what label that y'all want to put on it. But I'll just say that if they're trying to tell you to do something or they're pushing something, then that should give you some pause to be like, what's up with this? What's going on? Are we being brainwashed? Are we being mentally manipulated? What's happening? What's going on? Because if you only got 2 black people in the show, you got 1 black woman, you got 1 black man, they both for white people, but everybody else up in there is white and they were all white people, that means they trying to tell you something. They trying to tell you something. I remember I was watching this sci-fi show, It was about like people that jump through time. And the people that jump through time, they have to inhabit somebody else's body while they're doing it. So I'm looking at the people that are the time jumpers, and they got these whitey people that are just going to work every day. There's a mother with her husband and her kids, and a man that's a professor, and this, that, and the third. And then they go to the black couple, and the first intro is the black man and the black woman yelling, screaming, hooting, hollering, breaking. Everybody else is normal, but the black people. So if they do put black people together, that's what you see, dysfunction. Like, and all I'm saying is that y'all don't think that's intentional. Like, I feel like it's intentional that the only relations between black people that you show are dysfunctional. And let me make this clear here. I have seen horrible examples of black relationships, black marriages, whatever. But I also have seen good examples of black relationships too. So it's just like, bruh, I don't know. I just feel like that's something that we as black women should really think about. Hey, how you doing, sis? She has something to say?
Oh, hey, Trigger.
Hey.
Look, that was me in the comments. Look, I thought we were dragging them today. So I had just come in, so I had to add my little 2 cents. But no, before I read the prompt. But no, I agree with you. It's definitely programming as far as like how they portray black people in general, from the men, the women, the children. The media does us no justice whatsoever, and it's unfortunate that so many of us align with it. You know what I'm saying? And when I say align with it, I'm not even necessarily saying that they behave that way, but they are the people who watch these programs and give them the attention that they need to be able to thrive. Like programs like Baddies, I've never seen Baddies other than an occasional clip and the person offering up the baddie chain. But I know that it's about nothing more than a bunch of just fighting for no reason. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna have to go, Triggered. I'm at work. Oh God.
Oh, no problem, sis. And you know what? Now that Queen of Hack said that, you know what I was thinking? When it comes to like representation of like black women, like with baddies and stuff like that, all of I have no idea why black women even look at something like a baddies. Like, it just doesn't even make any sense. Like, why would you want to watch programming that further disenfranchises the black female collective, that makes you look like a crazy ghetto wild animal that only fights? And of course, that's not how the majority of black women are. But you supporting it with your coins and them putting it out in the world, because what they put in TV, media, movies, music, whatever, is what people put on black women specifically. So if you're a black woman and you're supporting that, I just want you to know, like, you're a complete goofy. Like, you're a complete idiot. Like, honestly and truly, I don't respect you because you don't really think. And just like Ella Haynes said in the comments, if there's a series with different females, she says, if there's a series with different females, the black girl is always the aggressive, problematic one. Let me tell you something. That's the reason why I stopped watching the series Harlem. If y'all remember that series Harlem, I think that was the series. It really made me mad because y'all make the dark-skinned, plus-size black woman a 304, loud, aggressive, ignorant, highly sexualized. But you make the light-skinned woman, which she's biracial, Grace Byers, dainty. She's so proper. She doesn't want to do this, that, and the third. But the dark-skinned black woman is like, hey, y'all, blah, 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 blah. Like, okay. Like, in some of those programs, black people are writing it. But what I think is that, you know how you can't really get anything mainstream without white producers or white people having their hands in it. They tell them to make those changes and they sell out and they do it. Just like I think it was with Martin. I think I remember hearing them talk about Martin. Y'all remember the earlier episodes of Martin when they had that white dude in there? Like the white dude that act goofy. I think if I'm not mistaken, that they said that they had to put him in there. And I think it was another show or something like that too, with like Eddie Murphy or whatever, where he said that they were trying to make them put in white characters. Now, you know, white people can have a show all day and not put no black people in it. They can have an all white cast, something like, what's that place, Yellowstone or whatever, and these other ones where they just got white people in it. But if it's a mainstream black show, they always got to try to find some way to make us put a white person in there. Yeah, the radio guy, Key. And like I said, all of these things I really do feel like are deeply, deeply intentional. And I really wish that we as black people would really look deeper into why white people want us to do what we do. Like they want us to wash ourselves away, to wash our, you know, lines out, to not exist. And it is what it is. It's sad that it's literally right in your face though. But it's so many black women that are upset with black men. And I understand that. But they're not willing to look at the deeper meaning of why a lot of this stuff is happening. Let's see here. Misha, you said what are the topics? The topics today is brainwashing and interracial dating, TV and media programming. And I wanted to talk about it today because I saw all of these black women in my feed complaining about season 2 of Cross, with Aldous Hodge getting involved with this white tea woman while the black woman is at home or something like that. And I was thinking that happens a lot. It happens a lot to where white tea people, producers, people in charge are putting black people with non-black people and only ever showing black people from the lens of dysfunction. And they never show them though as being dysfunctional. And we already know that white tea people are plenty dysfunctional. But let them tell it. Everything is sunshine and rainbows and cotton candy when it comes to them. So the only people that are having these issues are black people. Looky here. Everything is romantic. I'm gonna send you a request because I know you a bot. Okay, and I know this is a fake profile. Y'all gotta stop being weird and like doing stuff like this. Like, what would make you start a profile like this? Like, what would be wrong with some of y'all? And some of y'all I know are white people, and I wish that y'all would know that. Like, I'm not saying that some of these accounts are not black people, but I will say that some of these accounts are like white people pretending to be black, and I think it's very weird that y'all do that. Like, it's very strange. Do you know how obsessed you have to be to want to break down black people? And you do that so much that you would start a black like profile. That's weird. Like, it's so weird to do that. I'm not believing nothing that you say until you get in this box. All you have to do is say hello. Hey, this is such and such, and you can drop back down. But I know that you're a liar, and I know that you're particularly a white person. I can tell. That's sick. I'm gonna tell y'all. In all of my years of living, would y'all like to know when I have made a profile pretending to be anything other than
Can
myself?
you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not white.
Okay, so you're not white. So how did TV make you love white women?
When I was younger on the TV, like, cause it's British television, Yeah, so it's like all I ever saw.
Your God love freedom. You said for um. So they don't have any black TV shows over there.
No, they didn't. Like this was the 90s.
So did you ever have any access to American programming?
No.
What about do you live with your mom? Do you know her?
Yeah.
And do you have any black sisters?
Yeah. Sure.
Did you know any black girls that you went to school with?
A couple. Yeah.
Okay, so then why would you not love the people that you see on a regular basis as opposed to somebody
I
on
didn't
TV?
say I didn't. I didn't
So
say I
then how
didn't.
could TV make you love white women? That don't even make no sense. But I mean, like I said, I can't really talk to you about it because like you're a foreigner, and I think a lot of times like
Fair
no
enough.
disrespect, but a lot of y'all over there, y'all already are complicated and like disturbed emotionally. Have a great day though. Appreciate you for letting me hear your voice. And proving that you weren't a bot. I do appreciate that because like I said, I'm really not trying to be funny, but you know, people that eat like tuna salad on a potato and then put beans on the top of it, like y'all know that those are like mentally unstable people. So it's like I can't necessarily get into your mind and find out why you think what you think because you're already mentally unstable. Cause for anybody to sit there and put some Franks and beans, Van Camps, pork and beans on some toast and literally eat that bro, you know how crazy and down bad you got to be to do that? Like that just goes against all nature. I don't care what people talk about cultural. No, you're a nut. You are a nut. I literally saw a UK restaurant. This man took out a potato, called it a jack potato, took out a baked potato, cut it open, fluffed it up, put tuna salad, which tuna salad is supposed to be cold, in my opinion. You put tuna salad on a hot potato and then put beans on there. So it's just like, bro, like I already know that you're a savage. You don't love nothing. I like tuna salad too, as long as it's cold and on some crackers or on some bread. I guess some people like tuna melts, but I never like tuna melts because I don't like warm tuna, like warmed canned tuna. But anyway, what I'm saying is that you doing that, you already nuts, bro. I don't care if anybody says what I said is wrong. I said it. I said it. I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm not going to apologize for it. You know, because like I said, I've talked to a few, and this doesn't apply to black women over there across the pond. I just want y'all to know this does not apply to black women across the pond. This only applies to black men across the pond because the same self-hatred that you see black men have here in the States, they have it there too. If y'all don't know, their rates of abusing black women, unaliving black women are super high as well. So it's just like, but yeah, y'all get what I'm saying. Like anybody to say, and it's so crazy that like black men will say things like that. Like, oh, I saw a white women on TV, so I love them. What about black women? Huh? Because black women saw the same programming that you do, but for some reason, black women are not self-hating like that. Like, yeah, what he said was nuts. But I think he was trolling me, though, to be honest. All right, let me keep going. Let me go up here to Miss Brown Sugar. Go ahead, sis.
Hey ladies, I'm kind of late. I did read the prompt. Can you help me understand just a little bit?
Yeah, okay, so I saw a whole lot just this today when I woke up and was scrolling. I saw a lot of black women complaining about the new season of Cross with Aldous. I think his name is Aldous Hodge, and that they made him have intercourse with the white woman on there, and the black woman was waiting at the house or something like that. And that led me to thinking, like, because I didn't really want to say this because some people are gonna misconstrue what I'm saying, trying to tell black women that they should be with black men or whatever. Choose who you want to choose. But I was just saying that there is definitely some type of programming and indoctrination that they're attempting to do to black people, black women and black men, because you got that series. Then I was watching Fallout, You got two black people on there. The only two main black people, a black man and a black woman, you got them with white people. But you got white people together though. And I see that all the time. And there's a reason for that. And I feel like if you're a thinking black person, you should question why this is happening, because there is a brainwashing and an indoctrination that is happening to black women and black men right now in front of their very eyes, and they can't even see it. So that's what it was about. And in my opinion, I think a lot of it is rooted in being able to prey on black women easier. White men seeing, oh, there's a spot for us to be able to exploit black women, and we're going to use it, because that's exactly what they're going to use. Because there are so many black women now that have been indoctrinated by this programming, also by black men's treacherous and treasonous behavior, and now they actually believe the BS that white men have always said, that they're superior. Now you have black women not even afraid to say that white men are superior, which is literally nuts. And it's also nuts because if white men are superior, by default, white women have to be too. And that's just not true. But anyway, go ahead. That's what I was talking about, Brown Sugar.
Okay, I think I understand. It kind of reminds me of that movie. I wonder if you guys remember. It came out in the 2000s. I'm a 2000s baby, but the Cinderella movie with Brandy, and she was with that Asian dude, and her parents were white, and it was Whoopi Goldberg. And I always thought it was odd growing up seeing that, because like you said, the statistics, what are the likelihood of a black woman being with an Asian man? You know, it just seemed very unrealistic. And I feel like it kind of put in my head, kind of like a fairy tale feeling. I hope that I'm making sense. But yeah, I love that movie too, Journey. It was good. I love that movie. But it kind of always weirded me out a little bit, and also we don't have a lot of representation. I would say as a black woman, seeing us in healthy relationships with black men, but if we are in a movie, it is with someone who could be biracial or not our race. But when it comes to the representation of seeing us in a relationship with black men, it's always toxic, like Baby Boy. um what other movies? There's countless of movies. So I feel like the programming is definitely intentional, and I guess it's also programming us as little black girls growing up. I know me that quote unquote the white man or other men are quote unquote better than black men, which aren't true. I feel like equally they're all trash, in my opinion, all men. But I feel like there is a strong programming to get us with men of other races, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But I do agree with Trig, like, why? What is that behind it? And I feel like I do blame black men for letting it happen, and for them being so self-hating that they're allowing that to go on, and also seeing them uplift the preferences on a daily basis. So I'll land right there for now.
All right, I got you. I got you. And I mean, I think that all of this really is just going to end into, a lot of erasure of black people. Now, of course, there's always going to be like-minded black people that deal with each other and find each other and have children and things of that nature. So I don't think that we'll ever be extinct or anything like that. Because I'm really specifically speaking with like about black Americans over here, black Americans and whatnot. I don't think that'll happen, but I do think that there is a change afoot, and I find it to be very disturbing. And just like when the NBA drafts came out, and all of them biracial boys was walking out there, and black men were feeling some type of way about it. And that's crazy that they were feeling some type of way about seeing that, but they have no problem trying to act like black women shouldn't care about biracial women being their representation, when biracial women are not and should never be the representation of black women and monoracial black women, fully black women. That should never be the case. But I don't know. I just feel like there's just a lot going on. And go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say I agree with you, because and I look, now that I've been listening for longer, I've been thinking actually the same thing, because it does seem like it's being promoted almost in a way that it has never been promoted before, where they're showing a lot more interracial, relationships and things like that as being the only relationships that can be romanticized or functional and things like that. Even the not just what we see like on mainstream like television or in movies, but also even on this app of what TikTok promotes when they're showing, because they get to push out what they want to push out. And I do see them pushing out the interracial relationships and things like that. There's one in particular, not to really mention other creators, but I think this creator is like YouTube book of the face, whatever, like kind of all over. But it's this Asian lady and this black man, and she's like having children every 4 months or something like that, and constantly like all of their content is around basically like her being a part of this family, this black family, and how they embrace her. You know what I'm talking about?
Are you talking about that show that Kiki Palmer had?
No, this is actually like a TikTok account. And what I'm saying is that, right, so not only are they pushing it in like mainstream, like you're saying, like the movies, the television, but even on social media, like what they choose to like push out and the videos they may go viral, it shows like the black couples and stuff, nothing but the dysfunction, even the AI simulations of black couples that they're creating now and pushing out, nothing but YT people creating this. It's showing like complete dysfunction of black relationships, and I'm married to a black man, and in my life is nothing like that. I was raised by 2 black parents, and it was nothing like that. Like, this is not what I grew up seeing, but this is all we see when we're looking at social media or television. It's just dysfunction. You're having to tolerate even the movie that, and I hate to not talk about no religion or nothing, but how so many black women, like as a married woman myself, when you would try to mingle and associate with other married couples, the only thing they want to promote, if there's ever like a discussion about relationship dynamics, is what's that movie Prayer Closet, where this woman is literally sitting here praying to God that this man get it together. Like you have to tolerate those types of things. So it's never anything positive about black on black relationships or love or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you. I'll say in the comments, Miss Get 'em Girl, well, first of all, Journey said, but why is this happening? And then Miss Get 'em Girl said that the white tea population is declining, so they need our DNA to sustain their race. I definitely agree with that. I think that they needed to do that, and also to get complete erasure, because if you are black, right, you're fully black, and you marry somebody that's white and y'all have a child, now that child is biracial. I don't care what you say, your child is not black. They're not black. They're not black. I don't care how the police see them. I don't care this, that, and the third. They're not black. And it's really just that simple. And you're one dropping it, and you are responsible for pushing white supremacists and harmful rhetoric and ideology. But anywho, you're black. You get with a white person. You have a biracial child. If that child for some reason gets with somebody white, do you see the results of that? Right? And if that biracial child that gets with the white person, when they have children, what do those children look like? Those are, at that point, white babies. You can see Meghan Markle. That's why I was so irritated when black women were calling her black. Oh, our first black princess. No, she's not. And the only reason why she is a princess is because she doesn't look black. Do you think that if she looked like freaking, who can I give somebody that like really looks unapologetically black? That's beautiful. If she looked like Ari Lennox, do you think that she would be there? No, she wouldn't. Okay, so once again, like those are white babies. You look at somebody like Zendaya, right? Zendaya is engaged or married to Tom, whatever, Holland, I think that's his name or whatever. What do you think those babies are gonna look like? You think they're gonna look black, or are they gonna look like white children? So I think that's a lot of it has to do with it. And they hope that they can keep manipulating black people mentally to say that these are still black children because they are quadroon or have 10% of black blood in them or something. It doesn't make any sense. And most of the time, you know, who you're marrying is who you have your allegiance to. So if you're biracial and you're marrying a white person, then you already know what side you're leaning towards. And it's not the black side. I really don't even want to say things like this, but it's just like, do y'all know the history that biracials, well, you know, back then they was calling them the M word, but that biracials played in sabotaging slave revolts and selling out the fully black monoracial black people back then. Like you know what I mean? Like anyway, like I said, all of these things is very intentional and it's for a reason. And I just wish that more black women would look at it. And I'm not doing this live in any way, shape, form, or fashion to say, hey, black women only date black men, only do this, that, and the third. All I'm asking you to do is think critically about the things that is being put in front of your eyes. And why are they putting these things in front of your minds? And why are they trying to go so hard to brainwash you to think these things? There's a reason before all of it. Like I said, there's a reason. It's a reason for all of it.
Let me ask you a question, Trigger, because this is something that I was wondering too, and I even talked to my husband about it. I think somebody in the comments mentioned it, but I was telling my husband, I think that we have come to like a time period where they have been too far removed from their black gene, or, you know, whatever it is in the DNA. And so they are now trying to, because you know how, like you said, you know how you have a biracial child, it comes out looking biracial, and then that biracial child has a child with a YT person, and it comes out, you know, looking more YT. And the more they do that, then it washes out that entered that black you know, side that happened down the line or whatever over a period of time. But genetically and what's going on in the body though could be a different story. You know what I'm saying? As far as how the genes and the DNA and stuff work. So I'm thinking, this is just my theory, that they are becoming too far removed for survival the more that they don't mix. So they need to go back and try and mix and mingle with us, the women, the black women, so that they can once again gain access to that gene and then, you know, procreate with each other and sustain their own existence.
I mean, all of those things could be true, you know? I mean, like I said, I just feel like it's a reason behind it all. And even if I was just to make it on a micro level to say that it's just to get black women to be more open to which I see black women doing, putting down their cape for black men and picking it up and putting it and using it for white men. Because everybody knows that black women, their words, they can speak life into somebody. They are very good at protecting, very good at planning. Black women are an asset to have. It's just that black men have gotten so used to having black women on their side that they have taken it for granted. And that's just what it is. But I do feel like if white men were able to successfully get black women to turn around and use all of that worship that they directed towards black men to them exclusively, a white men would be almost unstoppable. Because they would get the weakness of white women that always side with them because they know that they don't have any power and they're not even strong enough to really dominate anyone, white women specifically. So they're only able to enact acts of violence against other people because of their men, because people know that white men really get active and get in the field and do crazy off the wall things. So that's the reason why white women side with the patriarchy and white supremacy every time, because that's the only way they could ever have any type of power, by their connection and association with white men. Now, if white men could successfully turn black women into using the cape, because I want people to understand something. Black men, the lies that black men tell, the things that black men say about black women collectively, people see that it's not true. It's just that nobody says anything about it because people don't care. Like when black men say, oh, black women are so mean, black women are this, that, and the third, I think that people know that that isn't true. That's the reason, and it's like a double talk about it. That's the reason why people can say that black women are so mean and so this and so that, but then turn around and say if your child is missing or your child is in danger, go find a black woman. I literally saw when that trend was going on, I saw so many Hispanics, so many whites, so many Indians, so many indigenous people talking about that's something that we told our children. I'm like, excuse me, I thought that we were like mean, nasty, welfare queens, this, that, and the third. So what? Why are you telling people to look for black women? And that's how I know that a lot of the stuff that's said are just things that black men perpetuate that people don't believe. And that's another reason why I say that black women have got to stop sharing in the sins of black men. Because anytime you have like racist people, they'll turn around and say like, oh, the black community is in shambles. The black community, black people are committing all of these crimes and this, that, and the third. And I'm thinking to myself, like, first of all, black people don't commit the majority of crimes. But even if they did, who's doing it? It's black men. It's not black women. So why are we even included in this? Because it's not black women doing it statistically. So it's just like I said before, it's like, if they could get black women, if white men could get black women to take all of that worship, all of that male-centeredness, all of that love, all of that undying loyalty, and they could get them to successfully flip that and put it onto white men, when white men are never going to marry black women at a high rate. Collectively, white men stay and marry inside their community at the highest rate. Okay. They very rarely, out of the percentage of interracial marriages for black women, the white men and black women, out of the percentage of interracial marriages, it's like 3%. I think it was 2 to 4%. It was something like that white men actually marry black women. So if they can make you feel like they would and get you to worship them and think that they're your savior, but never really do it, that the sky's the limit for them, because black women do it for black men right now. They worship black men, and black men have done nothing to show them that they're willing to do anything. Don't publicly protect them, publicly degrade them, or unaliving them, or toe tagging them, putting in the dirt. And yet you still have at least 50% of black women that are willing to give undying loyalty to black men. So if you could turn black women for real, because black men always say, oh, black women's already been turned. Black women already love the white man. The lies you tell. If black women really weren't on your side, black men wouldn't have anything. They would literally, the majority of them would be outside in the streets, eating out the garbage cans. Not even having a place to live. Not even if that was what black women were truly doing. Go ahead, sis.
Hey, Trick, I really wanted to bounce off what you were saying about black women putting the cape down for black men, but putting it up for white men. And I agree with the programming. It's not even on TV, but it's on social media. If you guys seen those memes where it's just like, oh, I gotta get that white man, he's gonna be better than this, or even that Cali song, what is it called? Area Codes. It always reminds me of the case of Sade Robinson. I don't know if anyone has heard of that. She was from Milwaukee.
Yeah, I
she
remember.
went on one date with the white tea man and ended up, I don't know if I can say this. Yeah. But as someone who, I should say this, I know when I was growing up, probably around 17, 18, 19, 20, I kind of had that mindset that these males, white men or other, especially white men, were better due to this programming, because at that time, the black males that I was dealing with were treating me poorly. And I'm from Baltimore. So that'll set the tone of how these dudes are around here. They're ghetto. But I got played the most by a YT Puerto Rican dude who left me a single mother. So I really do not believe, I feel like I was failed by the quote unquote system of believing that that is true. And I hate seeing black women on all these platforms uplift these white tea men like they are better when they are not. They are capable of playing you, harming you in every type of way. And I'm not against it. I love my biracial daughter, of course. I know that she's biracial, but ladies, think it smart. If a man really loves you, he's definitely going to treat you right, and he's going to treat you with respect. But I feel like there is a deep programming of us as women to switch over because black men aren't doing right. And I feel like I said, find someone who loves you and treats you right no matter what they look like. But please be careful, because if you go into a situation thinking that they don't do the same thing that black men will do to you, you'll be wrong. You'll be mistaken, especially if they hang around a whole bunch of black men. They will adapt some of their abilities, and they know that us as black women are programmed to mammy, to mule, and they'll take it and abuse that. So I'm always against when women will be like, oh, black men, we'll put them in another pile. But don't mistake that white men or any other man won't treat you better or even do you worse. I really think this is a great topic, and that a lot of people get in their feelings when it comes to, I don't know, I just feel like black women need to stop uplifting men, period. Let that die. It should have died in 2025. Do not uplift any males. Decenter men as much as possible. Pour into your friends, pour into your children. There's more things better to do than uplifting men. Point blank, period. And I land for right there. But I definitely agree with you for what you were saying. Like, don't pick the cape up for white men if you're putting it down for black men. If anything, put the cape up for yourself, sister. That's my opinion.
All right. I got you, brown sugar. Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you. Like I said, I have in me trying to say this, like, I have really fallen out. I'm really not falling out because they just don't fuck with me with a lot of black women, bro. And it's really hurtful. Like, it's been black women who I've respected, who I've liked their dialogue, conversation, all of that. And just simply because I said that if you're going to call yourself decentering men and not allowing any man to take advantage of you, and black men are this, that, and the third, you can't come up here talking about white men are the best and white men gonna save you and white men love black women when white men have not shown that in any way, shape, form, or for fashion. What, name a bill or a law that white men have passed to protect black women exclusively, to help black women, to do something for them? Nothing. Nothing. Because they have not. They don't care, just like everybody else doesn't care. And to sit there and make them into some type of savior is really insane and nuts. And that's the only thing I've ever said. It's like, hey, if you're not going to put black men on the pedestal, cool. You don't have to. I don't. But don't put white men on the pedestal either. Don't put Asian men on the pedestal. Don't do that, because all of these men are suspect and take advantage of black women given an opportunity. I remember I was watching this paternity court, right, on YouTube, and it was this young black girl on there. She was like, I don't know, she was like 21. She ended up getting pregnant by this Asian man that she met at his store or whatever. He was, y'all saw that? He's in there talking about that was his baby, and that baby was clearly Asian, like half Asian. Like, what? What you mean? And that's exactly what I'm talking about. But you let everybody tell it. Nobody could do that but a black man, impregnate a black woman and leave her. Like, no, all of these men can do it. All of these men might do it. And
Trish, I'm sorry to cut you off. Have you seen that lady, that's the black lady that's on here? She has 6 children. All of them are biracial. They look Mexican. And she has about 7 kids.
did he leave her or something?
He's not in the picture. And she got all those kids. I don't know if y'all seen her. She has I forgot what her name is, but she has all these biracial Mexican children, and it's just her. Her house looks a mess. No shade, because I know it's hard being a mother, but yeah, just to piggyback on your point, all these men are capable of leaving you a single baby mother, and they have no issues with doing it.
See, that's all I'm trying to say. It's never me trying to make black women choose whoever. All I'm saying is that, once again, if you're going to put down the cake for black men, if you say that black men are doing this, that, and the third, which they are, I'm not going to debate that because it's the truth, you have to understand the other men are doing it too. They are. And a lot of times when you're not in the culture, that's not your culture. You don't know the whole, nuances of what's going on. You don't know everything. You don't know how those men behave. Just like black women feel like, oh, okay, I know black men. I see a black man right there. I know a black man there. I know his vibe. I know what he got going on. I peep what he doing, and I can feel the vibe because that's your people. The same goes with white men. The same goes with Asian men. You're not going to be able to go over there and think you're going to know the full vibe and nuances of the way they behave because those are not your people. And it's just that simple. And I remember I said that, bro. And people were black women was mad at me. It's just like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like literally a black woman told a white woman that she don't know white men the way that she know white men. And I would never forget that she said that because that's so dumb. If a white woman came to us and told us that she knew black men better than we knew black men, we would be looking at her like, is you cool? You a real goofy. So holler at me when you become a single mother. Like, but for some reason, there are so many black women that right now are so mad at black men that they want to be able to have that aha and say, oh, well, you know what, black men, you weren't going to do it. So I found somebody that will, but it's not going to work like that. Unfortunately, it's just in black women's, it's black women's cup for us to be like this. It's not cool, but it is what it is. You can't make it be something that it's not. And it's a lot of black women that are doing that. But anyway, beyond all of that, y'all, I just wanted to say that there's something that we should really think about, though, because there's a reason why they're trying to brainwash black women. Because before, I would say most of the time back in the day when I was coming up, at least I say when I was a teenager, maybe, and I saw like commercials where they showcase interracial couples. Most of the time it was black men and white women. But now you see a lot of black women and non-black men, more specifically with white men. And there's a reason for that. And you should think when you're thinking about, okay, well, then why? Why is this happening? Why are they doing it? Because when you do a workup for a commercial or you do a workup for a show, you get the idea, you write the script, you do the screenplay, you casting the people. All of those things are very intentional. Ain't no way in the world you're going to tell me that it's not intentional to only cast 2 black people, a black woman and a black man, and you put both of them with white people. They ain't no way in the world you're going to tell me that that's not intentional, because it would be way more realistic and way more accurate for you to put them with black people. But the fact that you did it means something. And I don't know. I wanted to talk about this for a long time, but I just was afraid to talk about it because I don't want black women to think that I'm trying to tell them who to date or who to choose, or they can't date, other races of men or open up their options. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is something suspicious. And that's why I always said that if I was like single or whatever and I was going to entertain men or something like that, like I wouldn't be opposed to dating out, but I wouldn't date white men. I wouldn't. Maybe Asians or something like that, but it wouldn't be white men. I'm just sorry. I would just never do it. That's just my opinion, though. I wouldn't do it. Like, I wouldn't. But I'm not saying that I would just stay in my own, but just not white men. I just couldn't. It's just so many layers to it. That why I wouldn't. Cooking, culture, hygiene, the privilege that you could probably toe tag me and lie on me and get away with it. All of it. Just, I just couldn't. But no shade to nobody that has or will. No shade. That's just my personal preference. Because my aunt, now I'm doing the I got a black friend thing. But my aunt is married to a white man that she was married to a black man first, and he okie doked her and did her super bogus, like real bad. It was like a big old scandal in our family how bad her first husband did her. And she ended up marrying a white man. She's still married to him. They've been married for like, I don't know, like 30, 40 years, something like that. And he only wanted black women. But that's a whole nother weird thing. But Hey, that was another time, I guess, back then. But he wanted a sister and he married one. His brother did too. And they still married and everything seemed good with them. So it's just my personal preference. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. Just so y'all know, But she didn't have any kids. She didn't want none. So they ain't got no kids. She said no kids for her. So they just be doing a little thing. I just said it wouldn't be me. Let's see here.
Yeah, I agree with you, Craig, if you don't mind me saying anything. There are other men who look, really good. I remember one time I seen a black woman out with he looked like he was Middle Eastern, Pakistani, but he looked like he was very attracted to her. We were at a church and he just seemed very respectful, engaging with everybody, and she looked beautiful. She looked happy. So, my thing is for black women, just be happy and be with someone who makes you feel calm, soft, secure, that makes you feel good. That's all that matters. But I do agree. I don't think I would personally deal with someone white tea again, just because of the horror story that I did have and how dissatisfied that I was, especially one who tries to cosplay like a black male. But yeah, sorry, because people are talking to me. Hold on, sorry.
All right. I got you, Brown Sugar. Yeah, and it's crazy because what Brown Sugar said, I've heard a lot of black women tell me that too. As well. But like I said, you guys, only thing I'm really not trying to tell y'all who to talk to. If you're a black woman and you find someone that is white tea, or you find someone that's Asian, or you find someone that's Latino, or you find someone that's Middle Eastern, or Pakistani, India, whatever, I'm happy for you. As if you're happy and you're being loved properly like the beautiful black queen that you are, I'm happy for you. The only thing I was just trying to say is I would like us to critically think if white people specifically, we know how they do with brainwashing, programming, indoctrination. If you see them pushing forth a certain type of thing, you have to think there's a reason for that. And it means that they want to elicit a response from you. They want you to do a certain thing. And if white people want you to do something, as a black person, I think you shouldn't do it. That's all I'm saying. And when I say, hey, don't date white men or look at how we're being manipulated, or white men aren't your saviors. People say, well, do you want us to be by ourselves? Like you, or what do you want us to do then? There are other options of men to date, number one. And number two, always being single is an option as well. Like, I just feel like the male-centeredness that I see in a black woman, I guess it could seem to be like a little hypocritical, me saying this because I am married, but I don't think so, because if something happened, I wouldn't get married again. I wouldn't, because I feel like with men, the fact that I was able to get lucky this time, I don't believe it will happen again. So I wouldn't take the chance.
Right. Well, Trey, did you see? I'm sure you saw where they were trying to keep the black woman alive and grow the baby inside her womb while she was nothing more than, a mere corpse. So that right there goes to tell you that there's some type of agenda going on where they want to be able to use our bodies even when they're not alive to grow children. And they were able to do that because they know there's no outrage is going to come because it's a black woman. So who's going to be outraged other than just black women? You know what I mean? But what the black men fail to realize when this is happening and they're not outraged that they're trying to sit here and use our bodies even after we're dead to grow children is that they're not only going to be reproducing female children once they can get this perfected, if they can, because it wasn't a total fail. They got a child from it that was alive. The child, may have some complications, but the child is alive. So if
I think the child passed now.
Oh, he did pass away?
I think the child passed now. Y'all let me know if that's true, but I could have sworn I saw somebody do a TikTok on it and said the baby passed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know he had passed away, but he was still born alive. So if they are able to, you know, continuously do that to the bodies of black women and get it perfected, don't think that they're just gonna only breed black girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, there will be black boys being bred too, for who knows the reason why they
In a
they
quarter
went that
mile,
far to
turn
try
left
and
onto Nancy
create
Hanks
a
Drive
black
Northwest.
child.
I'm sorry, sis. I was looking up while you were speaking to see if that child passed. When I looked it up on Wikipedia, I think the child might still be alive. But they want the people, the family, to be responsible for all the
Turn
care
left
because
onto
he needs a
Nancy
whole lot of care and stuff like that because he's like really damaged. So I think I might have been wrong about that, Queen.
Right. Well, I was just saying, because we know the child, you know, has some issues and things like that. He wasn't born, you know, necessarily in pristine health. However, it's an experiment, you know what I mean? And so it's not like it'll be the last time that they do it. And because there is no outrage other than that coming from black women, because it surely isn't coming from the black men. But what they need to understand is that once they are able to perfect it, then they're not going to only create black little girls. They're going to be creating black men and black boys too. You know what I'm saying? For whatever their illicit reason is. They could have done this on anybody, but they chose to do it on a black woman because they knew just not enough people would care.
Yes, I mean, I definitely agree. And you know what I always thought? Like when black men do these lives and they talk about black women, they talk about black women so bad and so poorly. And people see what black women are doing because in real life you can't deny real life, right? So these same people, these white men, white women, other races of people, they're working with black women. So they're seeing black women come to work every day, working hard, being nice to people, doing this, that, and the third. And they're like, something isn't adding up with what these black men are representing black women publicly to be and what our experiences with black women are, you know, in real life. And my thing is that I always say that when black men do these things publicly, other people see it and they take in what they see, they just don't say anything about it. So I think that with the invention of social media and all of that and all of these horrible things that are being said, white men have seen that there is like I said before, a almost like a chink in the armor of the black community where they can get to black women to turn around and get black women to flip and mammy for them. And I really do wholeheartedly think that that's the reason for all of this, because it's the same reason why I feel like now, because of social media, I don't think that people knew before social media how desperate black women were, how much black women were in need of kind words and validation and words of affirmation and respect and attention and to feel desirable and all of these things. I don't think that respectfully white men knew that it was that bad until black men would get up here and say all of these horrible things about black women publicly. So what happened were, as you can see, there are several Asian creators, several white creators, several Latino creators, to where what they do is they gear their stuff to acting like they like black women for clout and for money. You go look at their followings and they ain't following damn black women. They don't like black women, but they saw from what they see, like, oh wow, black women need to hear these words because the black men aren't doing it for them. And even though they don't mean it, they said, hey, you know what? I can monetize this. If I can tell black women what they want to hear, then I can get some money and clout out of it. Because anytime I see white men, all they got to do is say, I love brown sugar. I love me some brown sugar. That's it, bro. They don't got to say nothing else. And then black women throwing their pennies, their drawers, their debit card, you know what I'm saying? The keys to their apartments and homes, all at these non-black men. And I'm like, these men don't like you. Do they even look like they like black women? Because I feel like when you like black women, when other races like black women, it's almost a vibe you can tell. And it's just like, they don't even look like they like black women. But black women are going crazy. And I really do feel like that's exactly what's going on right now. Black women are being taken advantage of, and some black women don't even realize it. And it's just sad to see. It's just really, really, really sad to see that you could let black men make you so upset that you would actually really, truly think that a white man is your savior. When everything that they have done historically and currently is to disenfranchise you and make sure that you don't even exist. For you to think that is like a next level psychosis. And I'm not talking about an individual white T man that you could run across that may love and care for you. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about collectively. Collectively, you're nuts. You're nuts. And just like Journey said, no man is your savior. Absolutely. But Jesus, I know a lot of people don't believe in Jesus. I do. And people be like, oh, y'all believe in that white Jesus. I don't believe in a white Jesus. Jesus was not white. So I don't know what Jesus y'all believing in. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But exactly. All I'm saying is absolutely no man is your savior. For sure. But hopefully some black women will understand that. But anyway, y'all, that's all I wanted to talk about today. I'm done. I got it off my chest because I just was like, some weird stuff is going on. Some weird stuff. Ain't no way in the world. Like I said, I kid y'all not, I said this earlier. I don't know if everybody was here, but I was at the UPS store. I saw the pictures that they were using as examples for you to like bring in for them to blow up. And there were literally wedding pictures of a black man and a white woman. I went to CVS later, like a week later. I go in there, I'm looking at the reader glasses. And the reader glasses, they got a picture of a black man and a white woman on there holding hands. And I'm going to all of these different places seeing pictures of interracial marriages, not even no white people, not no black people together, just that. And now you're talking about on TV, like, I just only just implore people to think critically, man. That's it. And if white people want you to do something, I don't know. That means you shouldn't be doing it. Whatever it is. That's all I'm gonna say. But did you ladies, Miss Queen or Brown Sugar, did y'all ladies have anything to say before I get up out of here?
I did want to piggyback off what Queen said actually about them using that lady that was pregnant who unfortunately passed. But it reminds me of Henrietta Lacks, if you guys ever heard about her, how they used her stem cells to
Yep.
so, I mean, it just shows how they've been abusing, Black women's bodies for scientific experience, gynecology experience, experiments. And it's been going on for a long time. They do not appreciate our bodies, what we contribute to the society. If it wasn't for Black women, who knows where we would be now. And also, Trick, I wanted to see if you could possibly do a live about, I see a lot of Black women. Um, Talking about losing employment, and also how hard it is to get a job being a black woman out here. I think that's a big topic on TikTok. I wanted to see if you were interested in doing a live about that, because I would love to talk about the struggle it is, even though I am employed, but finding jobs for black women out here in this climate.
Yeah, absolutely. We could definitely do that for sure.
Right. I think that plays right into what you're already talking about today. And I won't, elaborate on it too much, but and because they know that the black woman is the head of, a majority of the households inside the black community, like they're sustaining the community itself, the children and things like that. So like Trig is talking about right now, whatever their agenda is, by making it look like these interracial relationships are what we should be doing. If you also take away the black woman's ability to support her household, then you leave her open to having to look for support in different avenues. You know what I'm saying? And be more open and receptive to these other men.
Oh, and somebody in the comments, I think it was Kay, you said that you could be married and not be male centered. I mean, I definitely agree, but I just I always like to get that disclaimer because of what I said earlier that made you say that, is because like I don't say a lot of stuff that people say to me behind the scenes, because it's like, for what? But it's been a lot of stuff that black women that I maybe don't agree with some of the stuff that I say have said to me behind the scenes. A lot. A lot of crazy stuff. I remember I had this one lady, I had to block her. She kept sending me messages. She's not the only one though. Talking about like me being married and saying that I was a traitor to black women and I can't be trusted, and she just gonna wait until like my marriage crumbles and she gonna be there to laugh and just crazy stuff. And then another lady had posted on like my YouTube video like you can't trust Triggered. She's always gonna be male centered. At the end of the day, she have a husband, and I was just like, what? Like, okay. Yeah. I mean, I've had people say a lot of crazy stuff. I have been talking to people, and then all of a sudden I have been blocked and stuff because of things that I've said about white people. And other things too, and things that they were never about black women. It was never, most of the women that have been mad at me have never been mad at me about something that I said about black women. Because I never talk about black women badly. And anytime when we talk about things, where we hold black women accountable or whatever, I never say it in a bad way. It's always with love because I love black women. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff that's been going on lately, even especially behind the scenes, that's like hurtful. But I guess when you're dealing with people that you don't know, like personally in real life, you never know. They're probably their tolerance for you is probably low. So it's okay. I just have to accept it. I would be cool if people was mad at me, and but they still came back. They didn't block me or, dog me out, but it's cool. But like I said, I've never, literally, I think probably 99% of the black women that have got mad at me about stuff is never anything. They never been mad at me about something I said about black women. It's been something I said about men, women, not being women for real, that they're men because they are, or something I said about white men, something I said about black men, something I said about black women, not being male centered and trying to unpackage and put their cape down or something like that. But nothing other than that though. But it gets nasty sometimes, and people be thinking it be all fun and games doing this stuff, but sometimes it's a lot to it. You know what I'm
I want
saying?
I want to say, Trig, I always appreciate, everything that you do. I come from YouTube and I just recently started coming up here because I love you. I will never switch up on you. When I say I love you, I love you. I sit up here and watch you all the time, and I take a lot of your talking points and it has changed me. So ladies, please continue to support this channel. It is life changing. It has changed my life. It is also helping me raise my young daughter. It has helped me decenter men and starting to love myself and appreciate who I am as a black woman and be apologetic about who I am and loving my skin, because I wasn't taught that until I actually came across your platform. And I know a lot of black women like me haven't experienced that. So this has been a breath of fresh air. I'm so appreciative of you. And I have watched some people come up on your panel who have gone, and I know I'm here to stay, and I appreciate you so much. I really do.
Oh, well, thank
Yeah,
you so
Trig,
much.
you are quite phenomenal, Trig. Like seriously, you are. And I think that probably some of the hate that you get because of your talking points and trying to uplift women and have them not be so male centered, with you being married, because even as a married woman, and I don't even have a platform like you where I talk to the masses, but even in talking to women in your everyday life, because I'm not male centered, although I'm married, I think they think that they devalue us like so much as black women that they think that because you're married, you're dealing with what they're accepting. The things that you're telling them not to deal with, they just automatically, they cannot wrap their heads around the fact that not every married black woman is dealing with these situations. So they do have a position where they can tell you, not to deal with these situations yourself. They just cannot understand and cannot fathom that there are black women in positions and in marriages that are not dealing with all these diabolical bullcrap that these men are bringing to their tables.
And I
Uh,
agree, Queen, because, oh, I'm sorry to cut you off, Trey. Go ahead.
Oh no! I was just gonna say, yeah. I mean, I definitely agree with what Queen was saying because that's happened to me before too. I remember one time this lady came up on the live panel and she was like, "Yeah, you're married, but you say that you don't that you're not male centered and you don't take anything off of men, but you don't know your husband could be cheating like right now. You don't know where he's at." I was like, "No, I do. He's at work." She was like, "You don't know really what he's doing," and I was just like, "Okay, I can't even talk to you about this because you don't know my husband. You don't know what we got going on. And you think that because maybe you would tolerate this behavior that I would and I wouldn't. And it's just like, so that's the reason why some certain topics I don't even talk about, like, because I know what's coming behind it and what people have attempted to do or whatever. But I just want to respond quick to the ladies in the comments, and I just want y'all to know I have no problem with y'all disagreeing with me. I know sometimes I speak like passionately or whatever, or maybe my voice is too loud. Like, I promise y'all, when I first decided to do lives, I used to write on my hand, talk softer, because I felt like my voice was like too loud and like too aggressive sounding. So I didn't want, I've heard black women talk, even black women that have come up on the live panels and they have like softer voices and stuff. And it sounds like, in my opinion, like more feminine than my voice. I was like, oh wow, I wish I could talk like that. And I used to like write it on my hand, but then I would forget. Like, I would forget to do it. And so then I just was like, you know what? Never mind. Let me just go ahead and speak the way I normally speak. But I was a debater in high school. I was a debater in college. I won so many debates and got plaques for that. So that's just my default. But I don't mean nothing by it. Like, you guys can disagree with me. I at the end of the day, I ain't nobody. I'm just a lady on the internet, just like y'all are on the internet. I don't think that my opinion or my ideas are like infallible or I'm perfect or I know everything and nobody else know nothing. It's been plenty of things that you guys have helped me with too and have shown me things and informed me of things that I didn't know. So I just want y'all to know that I've never but I don't know, man. I guess it's just like, you can't please everybody, and maybe sometimes, some people might just be, they just might be upset by the things that I say, and there's no way I can fix it. But I don't know. Sometimes it's a little harmful, or not harmful. Hurtful, I guess, is the word I'm looking for. But Brown Sugar, you had something to say, sis, before I get out of here? You had something to say?
Yeah, I forgot what Queen was. Oh, Queen was basically saying, people, I think, being upset about you guys being married. Well, I interpret it. I'm sorry, I kind of forgot my thoughts, but I do agree that some women, and that's the deep male centeredness, they cannot stand seeing another woman being in a happy relationship and talking like that. Because before you, I've always seen women get dragged in their relationships, getting disrespected in their marriages, and they just sit there and be quiet. Like, I think it is intimidating to see a woman that is strong and not weak, especially one that is not weak to men. They don't like that. They're intimidated like that because they don't have the courage in themselves to present like that. And I feel like all black women, we have it in us to be strong at all times. It's just don't pick and choose when to be. So I definitely agree, and I always appreciate you coming up here, you letting me come up here and hosting this panel, and I'm so excited for many more. Thank you.
Oh, no problem, sis. So, okay, so I'm gonna get out of here, you guys. I just wanted y'all to know what's today. So I just want y'all to know that on this Good Tuesday, if you are a black woman and you're listening to this, I just want you to know that you are amazing. You are awesome. You are special. You are intelligent. You are the freaking blueprint. You have power that you don't even realize that you have. And the way to unlock that power is to realize that you are indeed powerful. You are full of power. You can do anything that you want to do. And I know that you can. And I just want every black woman that's listening to this and every black woman that hears my words to be happy. That's all I want, for all of you guys to be happy in whatever way that you see fit, because everybody has a different view of happiness and what they want their life to look like. But I just want you to be authentically happy and also have good health, because if you ain't healthy, then you ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because health is very important. So I want you to be happy, healthy, loved, feeling good. And that's all I want for every black woman, really and truthfully. That's what I want. And if you got a dream, that you're afraid to tell somebody, that you just don't know if you can do it. I'm telling you right now, you can do it. You can. All you have to do is put forth the effort to do it. Like my mother used to tell me, she said that every day there are some days that are just like regular days that don't mean anything. And then there are some days where you make a decision that will affect your entire life, change the entire trajectory of your life, whatever decision is that you made. So she was like, on days, one day, if you decide that you want to change your life, make that the day that you say, hey, today is going to be a day that I'm going to make a life altering change, and start. Because with every change in your life, it has to start with that first step. So know this and know that you can do whatever you want, y'all. Love y'all, and y'all have a great Tuesday. All right. I'll see y'all soon. Appreciate the ladies on the panel, Miss Brown Sugar and Miss Queen. I appreciate y'all for coming up and giving y'all perspectives and thoughts and keeping me company. And I also appreciate, I think Kamisha came up here too. I also appreciate you too, Miss Kamisha. And I also appreciate all the beautiful ladies in the chat too that dropped y'all perspectives and thoughts. I was reading y'all comments and stuff too. Appreciate y'all too. All right, I'll see y'all later, ladies. Bye.